Is anyone on? Is anyone on the flash? Anyone watching? Anyone on? Is anyone on? Okay. Bored. Hello. I see a like and 2 viewers. Use the chat, whoever it is. Use the chat. Hmm. Do you happen to have the do you happen to have the ability to use the chat? Um, well, welcome to the live stream. I see someone's left the stream. They both left the stream. Anyway, um, so a few things I want to do this stream. I'm going to be for this 30 minutes of this part of the stream. I'm going to be going through things I've been working on prior to the stream. As in such as the recent things I've been working on, the the projects I've been working on, the like things of interest of mine that I was going to advertise. So here, some of it, such as a programming side of it. I'm currently doing a scenario login system, like a simple login that that takes that. Just wait for this to catch up. So this is for a scenario login that you can, as shown below, down here, in this terminal, you can select the option to display accounts, login, or either login, exit, or the menu options, which are the login register account, display account, which is what will display the usernames, and the exit, which I don't know why you'd put display accounts in as a menu option with before doing a login or registration thing, because that sort of defeats the purpose of a registration or login. Like, this doesn't exactly do what it doesn't exactly do what you'd find in terms of security for a login or password manager. You wouldn't find that before you log in. So if you were to log into Facebook or YouTube or Google, you'd have the password manager or the usernames after, you can access it after you log in or put your details in. Instead, for here, this is not up to me. This was not up to me. They want me to put it with the other three options that you'd have for a standard login or like account thing. Like if you put the login after, if you had the username and the password verified after, like before, like for the login, and then did the display accounts after the login is verified, then that makes more sense and is more secure. But this defeats the purpose. Even if it doesn't show the passwords, it still shows the usernames, which sort of defeats the purpose of it. Because even if you have the don't have the password, you can still figure it out um with the username. Even if you don't know who it is, it doesn't really matter. Or it does, but it doesn't matter if the username's there. If it doesn't really fit how a standard a a common password, like a common user, like login, like for YouTube, like the Google account, I, you you might know you would know I'm not going to show um I'm not going to show the my login, but this is what I'm trying to talk about. This is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, just give it a minute. Just give it a minute. I'm fine. This is all. This is very delayed. Um. By the way, guys, make sure to subscribe because I've found. Oh, later in this stream, I'm going to talk about what I'm going to use, like the new idea of the use for this channel, and I think it's a actually good and practical idea for use of the channel like this, and it I think will help build up the company, and like it'll do more than one thing, more than just advertise. It can do more than just advertise the projects I work on. Like it can, like there's a lot more that can be I've found that the YouTube channel can be used for. Considering you can make money from YouTube. When I and I don't really have I don't have that's the goal I want to get, like I want to reach at some point this year, or sometime at some point, not just this year, but at any point. It will because it will benefit the what I'm trying to do. Like I can either, well, because would work out. I don't need to actually. I've got a plan here, but I don't. I realize I don't actually have to stick to that plan. Is this going to? What is this doing? I Why is it not changing to phone? Mm, Actually, see, do this, do this, do this. Uh-huh, uh-huh. And then move this up. 27. Aha, works. It works. I'm smart. Okay, now that's the thing. You know the Mars not paid Mars thing? I did a thing for that thing you did. That's what I'm doing right now. That's what it is right now. Anyway, so for a login, what I was saying before, you do Canva. Why not? Save the video and use it for content. For and put it as a playlist thing. When this is ready, when this loads, okay, now ready. When this loads, okay, now what I was saying before, to a log into a site like Google, see how or Canva, but that it uses Google. See how this whenever this wants to load, see how this as lot next and create account, you'd have it like this. Doesn't matter which thing, doesn't matter what you're going into. Doesn't matter. It's still the same thing. It's still the same process or structure. No site, because of security reasons, because government and laws and all that, and all cybersecurity stuff. It doesn't. It defeats the purpose of cybersecurity. It defeats what cybersecurity is meant to do. Like if you're doing this, the main thing you're meant to be doing is not showing multiple accounts, like anyone's account, unless like any of your accounts or anyone's account, unless there's authentication, unless there's authorization to do it. Like no, and guess what? That's what happens. What guess what? Our people, guess our accounts get hacked this way, exactly this way, exactly what I'm saying. And, mm, anyway, so what I was saying before, um, logins don't normally have this kind of thing, that kind of thing. Logins don't, they're more secure than that. Like, if if a site was to pull this, if a site was to pull this as a menu option, a structure, then there'd be a lot of problems. Then they would have a lot of heat to deal with. They'd have a lot of problems to deal with, like lawsuits, anything related to legal. And for tech, this sort of tech stuff, I've done the course. I've been doing the course, and one of the main things that you find on policies, like account usage policies, like user policies, any confidential code of conduct, or anything related to legal things, they would not have the like this. They would not have a display accounts as a menu option because it defeats the purpose. And if this was a live thing and there was multiple servers, multiple databases, if this was a like company like Google, if this was for a company like Google, then like because how many think of how many people actually use or have an account on Google and they want to you want to put that the display accounts as a menu option on a Google login. Like there's how many people there's a I feel like there's no point searching it up or searching how many accounts are actually on Google, but if like think of what was it? Um a company think of the Microsoft update last year that went very wrong, like the Microsoft outage, the one that was from someone stuffing up an update. Think of that, or all the Mac's yeah the Mac's servers like um last year I think it was as well. Like they both think of how many people use these sort of things. Like it's just like how I don't know if like it's the same thing for in America, but um it so for in Australia, like one of the shops, Bunnings, or someone did a face recognition, implemented a face recognition into their security without any signage or anything like that. It's basically, and that's basically what I'm trying to get at. If think of that, and this is as the same sort of thing as this. If an account, like, you don't, it a face recognition is just like usernames. I'll be right back. Like, why is this? Internet so bad? Why is this network? Why is this connection so bad? Anyway, um, yeah. So if you were to have a display account that displays username, um, only like for public to see. It's just like how um in Britain they have networks, like the net worth of someone, or like how much the person has on it, like in their bank, public, like displayed publicly. It's sort of like that, like how much they earn. It's sort of like that, except even if it's not, it defeats the purpose. It doesn't really meet any standards. It doesn't meet any safety regulations or laws. Like it doesn't. I know it's just a scenario, but just it's not an actual thing. But if that's doesn't matter, like it can still be a fault in the way a system does things, so to speak. Like yeah, like it doesn't actually work with those guidelines. It's like like it goes against data protection, like laws and policies and all those. Doesn't matter what company, it still has the same policy. If it's like I don't know, like Target, that's one that's known anyway. There's a lot of data that and like that um or IKEA or like just Macca's again. They all have customer data or employee data. Like if that was to be displayed publicly, it's basically like that. If it's displayed publicly, then the privacy goes out the window. It means nothing. That makes the privacy mean nothing. And that is not entirely a good thing. Not just entirely, not entirely. The whole purpose of a system or security is protection. The whole purpose of it is in the name. Data protection policy. They, like, there's nothing that can't be understood from the name. The data protection is protecting like person's data. Like you can't like do this, and if it was a live thing, like if I was to do it, if I was to build an app right now and put it, make it live and like make it like published or whatever, and I had this, like I would not put display accounts as an option unless it's a the user is logged in or has an account. But I wouldn't like the only thing I wouldn't even I would only show the accounts related to that person or related to that login. If they user verified, then they can see their own details, no one else's. No one like this is the problem. Like you can like it's like the like some, I don't know how many. Think of like malware and stuff like that. Like think of what the cyber like like on the other side of the cybersecurity, like the opposite, the things that the people that the purpose that made the purpose for cybersecurity, and like the malware, the viruses, the like all those that stuff, like the phishing and all, like not going to a river and like throwing it with a pole with like a string attached to it, like you know what I mean. But like you surely you know what a fish like that term means. Like when in cybersecurity terms for phishing, it's PH not F. Like it's still pretty much spelled the same, except one's spelled with PH, which is the cyber term, and the one that's with the stick and doing activities for sport. I mean, it's design. It's still the same sort of concept, except they're fishing like the for cyber terms. You it means fishing for exactly this, exactly what the purpose of not having a menu displaying public like well, accounts publicly. Like it could be just like it could just it might as well just get rid of the login and register entirely and just keep it at that and like hope no one comes knocking on your door with trying to ask for your password because they've already got your username. Like it doesn't it's not in any way secure. There's no security about that. Like it completely defeats the purpose of cybersecurity and the laws. Anyway, like, moving on from the that branch about projects I'm working on, like this scenario. Um, what was it? No, um, not this one. Not this one. Yes, that one. Okay, so one of the things I wanted to do on the stream was work on a very practical and actual thing that I can do that's achievable, like a project that's achievable for completion now. Like I've got all the I've got everything I need for it. Like it yeah, like it so the plan or the thing of it's basically a like when you know how if someone wants to be a pain in the ass that and like a guest like that turns up to your house and wants to be a pain in the ass and just spams your doorbell, and you want to whack them. No, I'm not going to continue it with that. You want it like you know the purpose of the doorbell camera. Well, it doesn't. Well, sometimes for when this in this case it's for like fast food joint places that have like the Uber many log DoorDash orders, like those companies that partnership, and sometimes they, for me, they like don't just do I don't just do program. I have part-time jobs. Um, one of them is Macca's, and the one of them, the delivery drivers, where they go is on the outside and at next near the drive-through, and to for them so that we know that we have a doorbell there for them to use. Why is this not going to the? Mm, be a lot easier if. Mm, aha, no. Why is this not? This is meant to come up here. This is meant to come up here. Mm, yeah, near the drive-through, and to for them so that we know that we have a doorbell there for them to use. Why is it going to the? Mm, be a lot easier if. Ah, it's catching up. It's catching up. Anyway. Uh, uh-huh. Virtual full screen, please. Virtual full screen, please. Just waiting for it to catch up. Mm, is this going to catch up for them to use? Why is it going to the? Mm, be a lot easier if. Ah, it's catching up. It's catching up. Anyway. Uh, uh-huh. Virtual full screen, please. Virtual full screen, please. Just waiting for it to catch up. Mm, is this going to catch up for them to use? Going to the. Mm, now that it's caught up, just to clarify, one of the connect, I'm using catching up. The software. Anyway, and I'm using a recording software, a streaming software that I'm trying to that it's good to use, but depending on the stuff I've got open or the network connection, it it's more times than not very annoying. Like this streaming software is like accurately keeping up to with like now, but YouTube when it's on YouTube, I've got it on another my other screen that it that's the part I'm waiting for to catch up because it's very slow. And I'm using a recording software, a streaming software that I'm trying to that uh, it's good to use, but depending on the stuff I've got open or the network connection, it it's more times than not very annoying. Like this streaming software is like accurately keeping up to with like now, but YouTube when it's on YouTube, I've got it on another my other screen that and that's the part I'm waiting for to catch up because it's very slow. When I'm that's why when I'm and what I'm trying to say, I'm using a recording software, a streaming software that like when I'm pausing what I'm saying, it's to so that I know it's going to catch up here. Like it's going to catch up, like it's going to so that it keeps up with the monitor, what's on the second screen to so that it's accurately timed. So what I want to do for these few this few out this hour or something like that is that project, which is so what I was saying before with the speaker. Well, Macca's is I'll in the doorbell. I because they keep like people love spamming doorbells and people don't what read signs anymore and don't understand what the concept of signs anymore. Um, I've come up with alternative, which is just use a speaker that says exactly what a sign would normally say. It it's because since people are used to hearing it, like on things being said on YouTube, like things on YouTube or TikTok or anything like that, this is the best alternative. You know what else? Better alternative? Doing sticking a screen with the hey, actually a good idea. That is what I just came up with as I go along. Anyway, so the concept I want to do is if the button is pressed more than session number, like for I'm thinking like twice, but when it's pressed like more than twice, then the speaker will say something to basically professionally get the message across and like as if it was on the sign. Like there is a sign saying press the button, but doesn't say how many times. And so there's no point having it on a sign if people don't read signs anymore. Like out on the road, if there's a stop sign or a give way sign, I've heard it like from friends when they're on the road that they thought like so many times people don't actually read or look for signs. Like traffic lights don't mean anything now these days. Like signs, like giveaway signs, stop signs, stuff like that, they mean nothing to people now. Like it doesn't. Like, hence why I think like and traffic lights have lights on them, and you'd think that it because it lights up, then that it's something that you can actually they can actually work out because it's not just a plain sign that doesn't light up that stands still and does nothing but be plain, like how a like, I don't know, like normal sign would like a give way sign, a standard give way sign, how that does that doesn't light up, or a staff only door sign that doesn't light up but is still there. Except these, the traffic lights actually light up, and anyone that not anyone would know, doesn't matter the age, would know how the concept of traffic lights. Uh, error. Viewers may experience buffering. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. As such, viewers will experience buffering. That's the error that comes up on the YouTube Studio. Is anyone gonna watch a stream? Right now, there's 0 people watching the stream, and I don't. As much as that's not what I would. That might be what I was sort of expecting. Oh well. Good thing I'm gonna be keeping it for like saving the stream. It's gonna be a recorded stream, so it doesn't entirely matter. It doesn't entirely cause many problems. No data. Okay. I'm loving this connection. I'm loving this. I'm loving the how well this is going. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah. So signs. What are signs these days for some people? Just like how common sense does not exist anymore. Apparently, I've seen it firsthand. How people don't actually have like mental like normally in some why is it still doing this? Um, hmm, be back? Be back? How well this is going. Anyway, what was I saying? Um, yeah. So signs. Um, hmm, okay, we're back. Signs mean nothing. Common sense means nothing. Common sense does nothing. Be back? Be back? How well this is going. Anyway, um, yeah, signs do nothing. That's the baseline. That's the punchline of this. So each time I'm on, if most anyone that is in fast food employment or works in like doesn't matter which one, hopefully not, hopefully, that's wrong. Hopefully I'm proven wrong with that. But I know that at the Macca's I work at, there's never not a day that doesn't make me question things, such as where some people, where and how a person has lost their like how common sense for a person just not exist. I've got 2 viewers. I've got 1 viewer. Is this the same person? Are these the same two people? If the stream is buffering for you guys, like, can you say in the chat if the stream is buffering for you guys? Like in the chat, just say in the chat, like if you can, if the time, the stream time's accurate for you guys, like on the chat, right? At least 5 minutes in, like it's less than 5 minutes apart when this this it's less than 5 minutes apart for the stream to immediately just stop spread, like just start buffering. It immediately starts buffering. Doesn't matter how far it doesn't matter. Like it's so much. Like it doesn't. It can't. It literally cannot go without like 5 minutes without buffering. Like the stream, I mean, like the. It just means that the YouTube can't keep up with this. It just means that YouTube cannot end OBS, which is the software I'm using. It just means those two can't keep up with each other. And that's fine because I've got time. And yeah. So the signs, and like you see like all the dashcam videos on YouTube, all the road rage, all the like, doesn't matter where, anywhere in the world, there's people like multiple full playlists of videos that people people filming, like seeing people that can't actually follow simple rules that can keep them alive and out of a hospital. Like you see people trying to be smart by brake checking and taking on a truck, a big truck, a BW, a two trailer loading dock truck. I mean like the um big the big ass trucks, like not the like like small, not the tradie truck, not the like builders trucks, like not the, I mean the like transport trucks, like the ones that you'd see tractors on, or like loading dock, like shop loading dock trucks, those kinds of trucks, like big trucks, and that people want to, and not even big cars either. Like they want to take on a truck in a hatchback. They want to take it on a truck in a Corolla or a Yaris or something like a really small car, and one hit doesn't will just send them, won't even meet the hospital. It'll just meet, like they'll. It just amazes me how little people actually care for their own safety these days. I'm not saying everyone does it, but there's one in. Don't just take this with a grain of salt. Like, I did not research this, but at least 1 in 10 people on the road try this, and I've seen that on YouTube. There's many YouTube videos, many Facebook, like many things on Facebook, many things on Reddit. Like it just it's not. It's usually you'd think it's not that hard to work out not to take on a truck like that. You wouldn't take on a truck like if it was pre-COVID, you wouldn't even think people wouldn't even think of trying to take on a truck like that. So further, so again, signs. A sign is big truck or big thing, small thing. You know what? And every any like throughout like yes, sometimes people people can win against big things, but like small things can win a bit against big things. But when a person is not the small thing's not paying attention to what the big thing's doing, then the big thing wins. And in this case, the big thing's the truck. It's like taking on a train. It's like a car taking on a train. Like a truck can't stand a chance against a train either. A bus, same thing. No vehicle can take on a train and win unless it's stopped. Unless the train is stopped, then that's a different story. Then I don't know why a person would try and do that anyway. It basically people basically think that money grows on trees. Literally, this is the same sort of thing. Apparently, from what I'm that's the theory that's a theory I've come up with is people think, oh, I'll just scam and do insurance scams and get away with it and think that money grows on trees to fix the cars. That is clear that people think that. It could be wrong, but oh well. Like it's honestly, to be honest, I would not be surprised if it's actually true. I would be very surprised if it wasn't true, but I wouldn't be surprised actually if it's true. Anyway, so back to the signs. So moving on from the signs, the alternative is if the button on the bell is pressed more than twice, then the speaker attached will say, "Ah, you have exceeded the limit. We can like something along the lines of all you need to do is press it twice and we can hear you." And then well, it's just so that it can still be appropriate and still get the message across. Like if a verbal sign doesn't do anything, then what hope? What what else can? What other options are there? And like people, there are things that you can. Like, there are signs that out there that light up, and people still can't seem to look at those signs, or want to look at those signs. Like this is the best. This is even if it doesn't work, I think it's a good option. I think it could work because honestly, even if I haven't got a headache yet from it, I'm probably gonna end up. It will probably give other people headaches, but I don't want that to happen. And it's annoying listening to that bell go off. Like they are like people pressing the button 10 times in a minute is really not. They do it within a minute, like 10 times in a minute. It's really annoying. It's actually annoying. Like, so this is the alternative, and that is why I have this document up, this blank Word doc up, because I'm going to start doing that, the plan, or working on that. So what I want to do is do this now to start on the Word doc. Now to start on this document. So what? Speaker sign. Learn. Learn. Uh-huh. Um, mm, it was here. It is. What is this? Is it? Okay. So, overview. Uh, Verbal sign. Mm, so, um, I mean, I mean, something. Who is the subscriber? Who is the one subscriber? If please either like comment who the subscriber is, because it's good. I do not have a problem with it. These things stop buffering. No, honestly, is this going to end up ever not buffering? This is actually stupid. subscribe, subscribe, one subscribe. And now it's 23 subscribers. Anyway, back to the video. Back to live stream. Live stream. Plane. Don't have J-File open. So, button. Hey, I'll be right back. No, no, still going. Free, free. Okay, well. I didn't say where yesterday. No. Um, so, I'm back. Um, so, um, the speaker. Uh, table. Um, see that this is how simple it is. By the way, if like I don't mean any. Just to clarify, I don't mean any. Um, So